Okay, I'm gonna show y'all how all of this tie in together. I'm gonna use Tupac for as an example because everything is spiritual. Okay, y'all see how Tupac, when he first started, he had a totally different message. He had a totally different message. See, the thing about Tupac, he was conflicted. He was conflicted. So when he would make a song like Brenda Got a Baby and Keep Your Head Up, that was him. That was him. But when he make the songs like Hit 'Em Up and songs like that, that was him too. See, people said that he was contradicting himself. He was a walking contradiction because in one hand he could say this, and then in the other instance he could turn around and say this. But what people don't understand is that's not a contradiction because keep your head up and stuff like and Brenda Got a Baby, that's Tupac operating from his lighter self, from his light. That's his light. When he doing stuff like Hit 'Em Up and he going at people and he raging war, that's his dark side. See, that's all of that is natural because that's what he made of. He got his light side and he got his dark side. The problem with Tupac was he couldn't balance them both out. He couldn't find a balance between the light and the dark. And I think the shift was in Juice when he played Bishop. I think that shift pushed him pushed him all the way to that darker side, and he got away from that light side, man. Because the whole thing is about balancing both sides out. That's why I used to argue people back in the day when they would tell me they didn't like Tupac, and I would say why. And they would say because at one moment he would say this and he got a message, then the next moment he want to be like this. But that's all who we is. We got a light side and we got a dark side. So just as real as Brenda Got a Baby and Keep Your Head Up is, Hit 'Em Up is just as real too because it's all him. That's who he made up of as a whole. But his ego got the best of him. His ego got the best of him, and he started riding more with the dark side and aligning himself more with the war aspect of everything. I want to take everybody to war because he was moving out of his ego. He was moving so much out of his flesh because he never balanced out his light and his dark side. If he was able to balance out his light and his dark side, you would have been able to tell in his music. But you could see as his career was going on, he was having an ongoing battle within himself. Because the true, pure, original Tupac is that Tupac in the beginning. It's that revolutionary Tupac. And though, yes, he was still revolutionary, but that's where he went wrong. That's where he went wrong because he didn't balance them out, and you could see the conflict. You could see what he was struggling with. You could see what he was struggling. But he also had the whole he also had the whole weight of the world on his shoulders too, and he had all of that pressure. Because I feel like today Tupac should still be with us today, and he still should be having his words should still be out there. But it was like, I don't know, man. He just put a target on his back. He put a bad target on his back, man. He put a bad target on his back, and he made enemies that he didn't have to make. You know what I'm saying? It was like he went too deep on the deep end on the ego side and on the pride side. So it was like he just fell victim to that in the spiritual, man. That's why like everything is spiritual, and you gotta check your ego at the door, and pride come before the fall. Because it's about balancing the light and the dark. It ain't about it ain't even about being too light, because you see what being too light gets you. When you working just out of your light self, you attract the narcissist, you attract all of these different things, because you just moving so much out the light. So you gotta have that darkness to say, hey, back up off me, narc, back up off me. Back up off me. You gotta have that darkness operating too, but it's gotta be a balance, because your light and dark should be moving in constant motion. They not in contrast with each other. They both is moving and they both is playing their part and working as one. But one shouldn't be dominating the other like that. Like like I could shine my light, but my light shouldn't just be so much that people could take advantage of me, and now I'm people pleasing, and now I'm not setting boundaries because I just want to spread all of my light to the whole world. So you gotta have your dark too to protect you. Like, nah, back up. You getting this much of my light. It's all about the balance. You gotta have the balance, and I think Tupac really struggled with that. And when he went and played the role in Juice, I think that was the worstest role he could have ever played, because he dove into that dark side. And to tell you the truth, once he played that role in Juice, that was almost a point of no return, because he never was able to come back from that. And that character in Juice, even though he wasn't that type of person, it was just that character in Juice just, I don't know. After that character in Juice, it was like the light part of him was gone. The light. So now he just want to take everybody to war, and that's not what spiritual about. Spiritual ain't about taking everybody to war. Spiritual is about knowing when to war, and knowing when to move off out your light, and knowing when to bring in your dark. Like, your dark is really what you got to protect you. You know what I'm saying? But if you operate out of your flesh, and you operate out of ego, and you want to take everybody to war, then that's going to ultimately be your downfall.